Leftover lasagne.
Leftover lasagna.
Lasagna? No way.
It's a type of sandwich.
Some kind of gross pasta.
Leftover lasagna is a
podcast
hosted by
my
Nitin
charge
and Tony uncle. Leftover lasagna.
Very funny name.
Hello and welcome to Leftover Lasagne, the weekly-ish podcast that believes in the maxim: give a man a compliment and you feed his ego for a day. Teach a man how to fish for a compliment and you feed his ego for a lifetime. That's right. This is the podcast that is the equivalent of fishing. If you sit by the riverside very still for 60 minutes and don't get bored, you might catch a minute of excitement. I am Tony, the bait master. Very important to get the order of words in the description correct. The man who promises you something only to leave you hanging. And joining me, the man whom everyone falls for.
Please don't do it.
Man,
Please don't do it.
No, I am not. Don't worry. I'm better than that. And joining me, the man whom everyone falls for, hook, line, and sinker. No, that's not a fishing rod in my pocket. I'm just happy to see you, Nitin Sundar. Say hi.
Thank you. Hi, Tony. Thanks for not switching the order of bait master and saying that's what I am.
Only bait here, no switch.
When you said that whole fishing thing, what is the image that came to your mind? There is a very distinctive image that came to my mind when you spoke about sitting by the river.
Oh, really? Is it like stilt fishing in Sri Lanka? Or is it the Fevikwik ad? Kedacha.
ரெண்டு மூணு நாலு அஞ்சு
चुटकी में चिपकाए फेविक्विक.
He's singing some song.
Kedacha.
That other guy, the tall guy with he comes in something like a Don Bradman hat, if I remember.
Yeah.
He used to act in a lot of Tamil films, and typically as the the rich aristocratic middle manager who has some North Indian look about him.
Oh, wait. Isn't he like a foreigner, like an English guy?
No, he's just a North Indian. Oh, do you remember which ad made him really, really famous? And it did the rounds a few months back. This is a famous mobile phone ad. Sony Ericsson mobile phones. When the phones became, you remember the original mobile phones used to be massive.
Yeah.
And then Sony Ericsson came up with a small phone. This guy comes and sits in the restaurant at a table. And there's this girl who's looking at him and, smiling.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
What are you doing tonight?
Me?
Join me for dinner.
Sure.
See you at 8. One black coffee, please.
Ericsson mobile phones. Surprisingly small.
But this is long back, no?
Yeah, but the ad became famous now. All these, even the Fevicol ad is from really long back, early 2000s, I would imagine. So this was during his heyday, except that girl was not calling him, hey, day, come here.
But Nitin, interesting week away it has been for the Nitin Sundar family. Tell us what great adventures have father and son been up to.
So last weekend was a big ultimate frisbee weekend for me. There was this tournament called the Meena, which happens once a year, and it's a club tournament.
Hey, Meena! Like fish.
Meena.
Fish,
Except in ultimate frisbee, you don't fish outside the off stump. Yeah, so this was a tournament featuring club teams from the entire Middle East and North Africa region participating, and this was in Doha in Qatar. So this was the first time I was going to Qatar. It was also the first time I was traveling to play ultimate, and it was fantastic. And my team, TBD, finished 6th. So I was not part of this team last year. They finished 4th. So you could say that adding me to their squad cost them 2 spots.
What does TBD stand for?
I think for some tournament they were trying to register and they hadn't yet formed the team or the team name.
Okay.
So they said, what is your team name? TBD. And I think Someone actually thought they meant TBD and put it down as the
Correct.
team name, and then that became the
Nice.
team name. Yeah.
Good origin story.
We have
Still
a
a
nice-
better name than leftover lesson. From the father who can't get spellings right to the son who can.
Oh, indeed. My son has been participating in spelling bee competitions
Basic,
at the school level, and he's done reasonably well at it. I just found it ironical because spelling bee, when we were all growing up seeing these Indian kids from the diaspora acing the spelling bee in America, I used to laugh at them. The most useless pursuit of all time. Standing in front of an audience and spelling out words that nobody knows and winning prizes for it and feeling cocky and cocksure about it. And
Yeah.
this is how life comes back a full circle.
You hate India and Indians so much that you named your son after the Italian fashion capital. So Milan. So interesting thing, right? Actually, when we were in B school, there was this sandal footwear company called VKC for whom we did like a consulting project. Okay, and like we actually went to their factory and all that, and as part of like branding marketing advice from like B school students. So they usually classified their footwear based on the make of it. So like they had PU and something else, PVC footwear, something. And they also had like a range of leather products. And I'm like, look, the way to brand leather products is to give them a fake Italian name, right? And I suggested that they name their leather brand Antonio Milani. Do you know why?
Oh, after your name and your best friend's son's name.
Correct.
Yeah.
No. Close. I wanted to put my mark down there. Right? So Tony, obviously Antonio, and Saint Sebastian actually comes from Milan, right? So therefore, Tony Sebastian. But they didn't go for it. Idiots. They must have named it like, I don't know, VKC Pride or some shit like that. But yeah.
Relaxo Bahamas.
Relaxo Bahamas is the shirt that I'm wearing right now.
I wonder what the origin story of Relaxo Bahamas is. They would have been like, what chappals are these? Hawaii chappals. How do we invoke Hawaii in their mind without actually saying Hawaii? Bahamas.
Relaxo Bahamas. Yeah, that's what the Obama should be doing after.
Relaxo Obamas.
Relaxo Obamas. Oh, interesting fact about leather. Do you know what genuine leather means?
When you talk about leather, there's only one thing that comes to my mind, which is the Seinfeld sketch. And his whole point is, why is leather not waterproof, right? Because you see the cows standing outside in the rain all the time. They are quite waterproof. You take their skin and suddenly it becomes susceptible to the vagaries of water. He's like, it's not like when it rains, the cow comes to the barn door, knocks and says, hello, please let us in. Because we are made of leather. We can't survive here.
This is true. But apparently, genuine leather is the worst kind of leather. It just means that it contains any amount of leather in it. That's it. Right? So like if you want real top quality leather, it's called full grain leather. And like one notch below it is top grain leather. And like genuine leather is probably amongst the bottom rung of leather. There you go. So whenever you're buying good leather, please opt for Antonio Milani. On a hiding to nothing. So okay, let us get into our topics of the day. Do we have a theme this time?
We always have a theme. We were talking about leather accessories and stuff. So talking about one of the most important leather accessories that people keep in their back pocket, it is a wallet. We have to talk about an interesting event from the east of India. I think this was in the state of Jharkhand, where erstwhile Tinseltown star and recently awarded Dada Saheb Phalke awardee.
And the inspiration for your brother's name.
We are talking about Mithun Chakraborty, who in the last few years has started looking like the macho man Randy Savage. Have you noticed this resemblance? Yeah.
No.
He wears a colorful shirt, he has a beard, he sometimes wears a hat, and he's very tall and lean, right? So he looks a lot like the macho man Randy Savage. Nice. He is of course now deeply involved with the BJP, the ruling political party, which explains why he won the Dada Saheb Phalke award.
He gave some hate speech and all in between, no?
Yeah, he was also booked for hate speech. So he was in the process of campaigning for someone in the BJP. During the rally where he was talking, suddenly this other person who is at the rally takes over the stage, comes to the mic and says in Hindi, if any of you have stolen Mithun Chakrabarty's wallet, can you please return it to him, right?
और आपसे आग्रह है कि आप कृपया मिथुन का पर्स जिसने भी लिया हो को लौटा दीजिए और मंच पे आग्रह है आप लोगों से कि क्या मंच को खाली कर दें.
So that gentleman is requesting whoever took Mithunda's purse to please return it. But did you notice that fellow in the right, who is also on the stage, is wearing like the saffron angavastra. The moment he says, if you have Mithunda's wallet, he actually checks if he has his wallet. He takes it out, looks at it and says, ah, it's safe. And he puts it back inside.
Do you think, like when he arrived, there was some board that said valet parking, and he gave his wallet to the valet, who then ran away with it?
Valet. This is ironical because in an election, if you stand in an election in India and you don't gather, minimum requisite number of votes, then you lose your deposit. So
Correct.
This is a bad portent for BJP heading into whenever the next elections are. So there was some opposing party, some other opposing party. The Jamtara unit of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha took a dig at the BJP over the incident. Dear BJP supporters,
It's called the Jamtara unit.
Yeah. Huh? Jamtara is an actual place, right? Non-ironically. So Jamtara is famously the place where scams happen, right?
Yeah,
I think it got famous
Netflix series.
In one of the 7,000.
It's called Jamtara.
It's called Jamtara. That have come out in the last year. If you have time to watch, but otherwise you can watch Leftover Lasagne, which is more meaningful content. But so the Jamtara unit of the Jharkhand Mukti Morch. It's not Morcha, it's Morch because this is North India. I don't know. They eat up their vowels. Jharkhand Mukt Morch.
Where this gets reversed is it's not Porsche, it's Porsche. So, universe maintaining balance by changing Morcha to Morch. Law of conservation of vowels. Okay.
Yeah, but there is one place which is famous from Indian mythology that contributes more than its share to the law of conservation of vowels, and that is Indraprasth. the Pandava.
This is the original startup.
This is the original. the Pandav capital Indraprasth. But this is what the Jamtara unit of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha had to say. Dear BJP supporters, at least spare your own leaders. Mithun Chakrabarti came to campaign for BJP and someone picked his pocket. What an amazing family. No, by the way, so in Tamil, pocket is actually packet. Right. So in Tamil, Tamil people say packet. It's not actually a Tamil word, but it's the Tamil abstraction of pocket is packet.
I know what the Tamil word for pocket is. It's pai, right?
Pai is bag.
Pai is bag.
Yeah.
Sattai payil unpadam tottu urasi ennidayam patrikulladu.
Correct, but that's basically shirt bag. It comes from bag.
Shirt bag is a pocket.
Sattai pai is shirt bag. That's what it means.
Nice. Okay.
So see, if you learn Tamil from Vairamuthu lyrics, then you might come up with the wrong assumption sometimes.
It's a nice line, though.
It's a nice line.
Yeah. Translate the line. It says what? Sattai payil unpadam tottu urasi ennidayam patrikulladu.
So I have your photograph inside my pocket.
No, it ignites against my heart.
It rubs against my heart and it ignites. So actually, kinky line only. So Vairamuthu stays true.
No, but tell me about this phenomenon called valet parking, right?
I absolutely detest it. I hate it. Yeah, I hate giving my car to.
No, explain.
I'm worried that the valet will go and bang up my car somewhere, and I won't ever realize it. I've also noticed in Bangalore sometimes I give them the car. When it comes back, there is very loud. The music is loud and the AC is turned up on high. So I'm always suspecting they're sitting somewhere and chilling inside the car with the AC on.
Best thing about this is when they take the car for valet, they'll say occasionally the valet card will have like drawing of your car, and then they'll draw wherever you already have banged up the car. Okay, and then they'll give it to me.
This this they do when they take the car for service. I don't know if they do it when they valet.
No, they do. Or they tell you, sir, like, okay, how the fuck will I know if you come back? I am not going to sit in the night and shine a Jharkhand Mukti torch and look where you backed up my car. Yeah, okay, take and go. But what it reminded me of is this tweet that basically said, if you think about an airport, it's full security all over the place. The minute you get in to security check, to giving your bags, to getting in the airplane, to getting out, till you reach the baggage carousel when it's a free for all.
You take anybody's bag
You
if you
can
want.
take anybody's bag and fuck off. Like it's like the one they reached till 99% and then they fuck it. Like can't be bothered now.
I have an anecdote on this note. So
I'm
we
not
were flying back from Doha to Abu Dhabi, right?
This is
and
now post
now
frisbee.
this time,
Yeah.
yeah. So we had a bunch of medals to bring back, right? So there were participation medals. So even we got something. Yeah.
Important clarification.
Important
Sixth
class.
place
You're not
medals.
giving sixth place. What material would it be?
Genuine leather.
Genuine leather plastic medals for all. So I was bringing back a bunch of medals, and they were in my hand baggage, right? The person at security saw the bag and asked, "What the hell is this?" And I took it out. So there's just medals. They're like, "Okay, go." So they scanned the bags on the inward also for the hand baggage. And at the Abu Dhabi airport, they scanned and said, "Okay, there's something weird inside your bag." I was about to explain it to the guy there. He said, "No, you don't have to explain to me. I'm going to put this red tag on your bag, and they'll stop you at customs, and you can explain it there." Okay, so he put this, there's this plastic tag that they put across the zips so that you can't open the zip. Sometimes SpiceJet used to do that.
Cable
very
tie,
irritating thing. Yeah, it's cable tie. So he put a wire tie, not locking my bag. On one strap alone, he put the cable tie.
Yeah. Just
So I
as
could
a
open the bag and
indicator.
everything. It's an indicator.
Yeah.
And we were in a hurry to leave the airport. So I just slipped that handle into the bag and zipped over it. So nobody could see. And I walked out.
On this indicator thing, right? It's the most Indian middle class thing to do is tie one kerchief on your bag handle to identify it.
This bag that looks butt shit ugly is mine. Please don't be confused.
Yeah. It is like when you put that beauty spot for the kid, no? So that no one puts eye. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Drisht.
So drishti pottu is put so that you don't put eye. But if you put the drishti pottu on your pie, it is to say you don't put your kai on my pie. Sorry. This is Mithunda. This is the
Wow.
that the world needs.
Amazing. The best part was Indigo famously is anal about like you can only have one piece of hand, like it's some shit like that. Right? So I had gone to INK for a day and I had a trolley and a laptop bag and they're like, no, we can't. You have to check it in. And then I'm like, but it's like there is no weight to this thing. Like, no, you have to. So I said, I opened the bag, I put my backpack in it, I shut it. Then now you can go. It is like, wait, what? What just happened?
I have a question. Why are you carrying for a day trip to IMK? Why do you have a briefcase that is empty that you can put your laptop back in? What is your plan? You wanted to bring back booze from there, no? Tell me.
No, I think I had to take something to carry. I forget what. Anyway, it was one of those things where
Medals. Plastic, genuine leather medals.
Can you felicitate me on stage? I will bring my own medal, please. Speaking of topic not found, last week's topic was how the laws in India are so random and arbitrary, right?
Yeah.
And this week, it was revealed to us that one of the most memorable news items from when we were growing up was that Salman Rushdie's Satanic versus was banned, right?
Yeah.
And last week, apparently, the New Delhi court said that this book cannot be banned because they can't find the original notification banning it. Which means, therefore, we don't know that this is being banned. So, how will we ban it? So, it is not banned as of now.
Oh, yeah. Satanic reverse. Yes.
Satanic reverse, yeah.
That's what it is. But the book was being banned, right? Like the sequence of events over here is very confusing for me. At some stage, people were banning that book based on something.
Correct. Right. And there was a notification issued saying because like people are saying, it is blasphemous against
people
Muslim.
Are saying it is banned, so it is banned. That's all.
Basically, it was banned at that time. And
there was no written record even back then, right? Or it's not like the written record got lost. It's like
it is like the written record got lost.
Oh, there was a fatwa. Fatwa was issued against Salman Rushdie, but that was not.
That is different. Fatwa is not an official ruling. No, basically this was a bench that said that authorities have not been able to produce a notification of the ban. right? Therefore, we have no other option except to presume that no such notification exists. The page not found, 404 error has been returned. So this means that now basically it is not banned at the end of the day, unless you go ahead and then ban it again.
Ray-ban, not a reban. Which is a bad joke given this is Salman Rushdie and he got stabbed in his eye and all.
Oh my god. They super.
Only for your ears and eyes.
Okay, quickly, swiftly moving on.
Law is, of course, our favorite thing in all of this. And the police are very close to the law.
Of course. The long arm of the law.
So there is this long tweet by this journalist called Ranvijay Singh.
Oh, was he a MTV roadie?
Not him. That's exactly why I checked whether it is that Ranvijay. So he has 497,000 followers. And there's this long Hindi tweet he put out. I'm going to, thankfully, Google Translate exists for us, so I could.
I was wondering when you shared this tweet with me, how the fuck you read it?
I can read it. I would have read it and figured it out. But then,
come on,
this
read
this
it for our listeners.
We found out this week that Spotify has a 12-hour limit on how long a podcast can be. Thanks to error episode 404, not found, of Seen and the Unseen, which is a 12-hour long magnum opus.
This is the link. This is the link between Salman Rushdie's order not found and Spotify episode not found because Amit Verma exceeded.
Now, see, the problem is with you, right? You laughed at my tasteless joke, but see what you're saying. The connection between Salman Rushdie and Seen and the Unseen is Seen and the Unseen. No, we are all huge fans of Salman Rushdie, and he actually came out and wrote a book about the attack also, right? After recording, which takes like immense pluck, mental fortitude, courage, strength, whatever. Like, yeah, hats off to Salman Rushdie. I remember acting like I understood everything I read in Midnight's Children when I acted like I read it, which I did, by the way. I sat and plodded through that entire book when I was in college. Yeah, because that was the cool thing to do.
You wanted to look like
I could change the world. Yeah, no.
by reading Midnight's Children. Okay.
Because that was the phase where you act like, you're too cool for Atlas Shrugged, not Atlas Dance, sorry. For Atlas Shrugged.
Atlas Shrugged. And Fountainhead. And
and you want to move to the next level. So when people are like, hey, I read Atlas Shrugged, yeah, it is so cool. Okay, I just read Midnight Children. So that's so cool. So I was trying to go to that level. That's, by the way, the first 100 pages of that book are the toughest thing you will encounter in your life. Not just toughest reading you will encounter, toughest thing you will encounter in your life.
Okay.
The first 100.
And this is after you've completed calculus and everything. And entrance exam, then you are saying this. Right?
After
you are not able to find the eigenvalue or eigenvector.
Eigenvector. After Resnick and Halliday and Irodov and all of that, you'll end up with Midnight Children by Salman Rushdie. But
I used to say that I read Satanic verses, and the best part was if people ask, like, it has been banned, so you can make up any story.
That was a very fast car. It goes from one planet to another on with some satanic.
Valet parking happened.
Valet parking.
But it was a devil who took the car, basically.
Ranvijay Singh. Okay, let me try to read this in Hindi. We might junk this into the podcast and then, go to the English translation. Okay, so I'm quoting Ranvijay Singh now. यूपी पुलिस के सिपाहियों को एक party में जाना था. No, this won't work. It's a long story. I'm going to read the English translation. He actually uses the word sipahi, man. Is sipahi the word for police in Hindi? People actually use it in conversation. Like they say sipahi. Why don't they just say police? I mean, he's actually used police later in the same tweet. These guys are used
level, no? Constabulary. Put the stab in constabulary. Okay.
Okay. Coming to the tweet in English. The UP police personnel had to go to a party. The problem was that he was on duty and could not go to the party during that time. Then he got a solid idea. All 4 policemen sat in a police car and reached the place where the party was going on. What happened after this will be recorded in history. The policeman asked for a passerby's phone, saying that there was no network in their phone. Then he called the police control room from the same phone and said, "There is a riot here. Please send the police." The control room saw that 4 constables and a police vehicle were nearby, and they were asked to reach the spot. This is how the police reached the party. They informed the control room that it was a small ruckus and that they had dealt with it after reasoning. The truth came out when the control room called the number from which the complaint had come for feedback. The man said that he did not make any call. He had met some policemen on the way and they asked for his phone to make a call. Now the policemen have been nabbed, they have been suspended, and an FIR has also been lodged.
You know, the most
So
incredible, unbelievable part of the story is that
Yeah.
UP police control room actually did
Exists.
two-factor authentication and called this guy
Call
back
back.
saying, "Are you satisfied with the resolution?"
Yeah. They would have called to see if they can get an extra bribe or something like service charge from this fellow.
Yeah.
It's funny. Okay, now that I think of it, I had a very similar experience again this weekend. Not the same to same. So I was picking up somebody from somewhere and then we had to go to the airport, right, in an Uber. But we terminated the trip when I reached the first stop, right? And then we requested the Uber driver, hey, can you actually drop all of us now to the airport? He said, sure, I can drop you. And he started driving towards the airport. And then after starting, he said, you'll have to pay me by cash because I don't have a credit card machine. We were like, oh, but you're an Uber, right? Yeah, but you guys ended the trip, so it's not an Uber anymore. It's a normal cab. So then none of us had cash with us, right? So we said, you know what? We will make an Uber booking now on the go. Please accept it as soon as it comes. So we asked him to stop. And both fastest speaker.
But some other guy came.
No. It came the microsecond he got the request, he accepted it. So we were good.
But
I don't know if this is similar to the original story. Kind of is. Yeah, imagine if another cab comes here. That'll be funny.
Yeah.
Cab is already available, sir. This is why you need police control room in UP.
Yeah, but again, like these definitions are funny, right? Like, when does a cab stop becoming a cab, becoming an Uber, and becoming a regular cab, right? Or when does a policeman become a regular guy
party
who wants to
goer
go to a party?
and not someone who toes the party line.
Yeah,
It's a cab of TCS. Yeah. Which features in Satanic verse. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said the cab of TCS, which would be like this guy drops TCS employees in the morning,
And then he becomes
and
an
on
Uber.
the way back,
It
he
an
becomes
Uber.
a normal cab. Like, you want to go back from Siraseri?
Oh.
Come.
Seriously,
I will drop
that's
you.
a blast from the past. Show your lanyard, ID card.
Just remembered when I said constabulary. You know how in Hindi you say that she has called for a taxi. How?
Oh, उस महिला ने टैक्सी को बुलाया.
No.
गाड़ी को
Vocabulary.
बुलाया.
This is like the other one where you ask what is a word that you can spell with 4 T's and 1 G. 1 G and 4 T's. Make a word with 1 G and 4 T's.
A chai time, because you put 4 Parle G's in 1 cup of chai. So that's 1 G and 4 G's and 1 T actually.
Too much. Yeah. This is
What's the answer?
originality.
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 Yeah, well done. Nice. But this joke has none of that, by the way, because you didn't come up with it.
Okay. 40 cups sat on a table, one fell down and broke. How many are remaining?
3.
Correct. Speaking of labels, when does this stop becoming a podcast and just you and me talking random shit to each other? I feel like this has happened. We are returning from Siraseri. Now this is no longer office camp. This is just
Podcast of TCS. That's what this is. Which is actually seen in the unseen, because he's breaking up that episode into multiple pieces and uploading to Spotify. Have you ever considered growing weed in your backyard, Tony? Growing weed in your weed. Putting pot in your pots.
Yeah, start at the beginning. What is the story that you're bringing from the San Francisco of India? Right?
For the California users of India.
Correct.
The recent one is from Bangalore, but I then found another article where something very similar happened in Noida. So this seems to be a theme everywhere. And the story is this: there was a couple living in Bangalore, which was growing weed in their garden. Right? They had a normal garden with some 18 pots or something, of which 2 pots actually had pot. Right? Lady in the couple posted a photo, I think on Instagram or something, of her garden. See my beautiful garden. And she uploaded the picture. And people saw that picture. They applied the magnifying glass and, hey, those leaves look familiar, right? This looks like you're growing ganja in your backyard. But the problem is this, right? So someone actually alerted the cops and said, hey, these people are growing ganja in their
Weed.
garden. And so then the cops came calling, by which time apparently some relative had already alerted them and told them that, cops are coming
Get
for
rid
a
of
raid.
it.
And they tried
So
to
they
get
burned
rid of
it, and the entire building got high.
it. Went up in smoke. It smoked up. Yeah, no. So they weren't able to hide all traces of the weed. So there were still some leaves of cannabis in those pots, and they were napped, sadly.
Yeah.
So two questions arise. First is who the hell posts a picture of their illegal contraband on social media and expects not to be caught? Also, who are these people, these neighbors or these onlookers on social media who, if anything, you should let people get away with stuff like this, no?
Agreed.
Like, what is law? What is legality? If you're not harming someone else,
Yeah.
if you're selling ganja to people who want it, as long as you're not selling it to underage people, I know this is getting into moral
No, but
territory here.
if they're growing it at home, it's possibly for home use. Like you have a curry leaf plant at home, right? Like you're not going out and selling it in the market.
Yeah,
Just
but
using it for your curries.
growing curry leaf is not illegal. That is the minor nuance over here.
No, once again, this comes to the important distinction that prostitution is not illegal in India, right? Soliciting / pimping is what is illegal, right? Therefore, I would argue that technically, as long as you're not selling weed, you're using it for personal consumption, which should be allowed. Right?
But weed is not sex. The laws are different for weed and for sex.
What?
Yeah. Solicitation is the subject matter of prosecution.
I've been doing it wrong all along. In both cases, you have to come together jointly for best results.
No, so the point is this: insurance is the subject matter of solicitation. Right? That is what they used to say. But solicitation is the subject matter of prostitution.
Something. Anyway, but what is interesting to me is obviously one part is who are these useless neighbors, right?
In this case, it wasn't neighbors, I guess it is Instagram followers. So this proves, by the way, beyond doubt, that the people following you on Instagram are actually not your friends. You think they are your friends. You're putting out content to impress them. All you're doing is irritating them. Right?
This we know already because nobody likes our reels, right? I've got over 1,000 fucking followers on Instagram, and the only ones who like my reels are bots who want sex, solicitation. No, but my question is, what is this exciting week of efficiency for the Indian constabulary, where in UP they're calling back and checking, hello, is your complaint resolved to your satisfaction?
Yeah.
And cops here who are fucking jobless are coming into a house to see if you're in fact growing weed or not. Here's the fun thing, right? In the US, weed has always been associated with hippies and hipster movement and free love and that, this and the other. But now, because we are in the woke era, it also has been associated with everything like left liberal, that, this and the other. But the intellectual conundrum for left liberals and hippies in the US is that to grow weed in the US, you actually need extreme heat source. Right? So what they put is a light to make sure the weed plant grows.
And all of that. Yeah.
Which means that by virtue of advocating for peace and using weed as one of the mechanisms, you are contributing much, and it apparently takes up more energy than like Bitcoin mining or any of these things. So
really?
Some 3% of all electricity in California is used to grow weed, which means like they are directly contributing to global warming while advocating for peace. Right? So this is the beautiful irony that you have to deal with as a California user of California substances. So everything is going up in smoke. Yeah.
On that note, do you know that all the big tech companies, right, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, you know what their biggest or one of their biggest investment outlays in recent years is?
Weed.
Nuclear power. They've been buying out nuclear plants, nuclear facilities because they
for
need,
AI.
To run their.
This is amazing. Yeah.
Because of the energy requirements of keeping this entire ChatGPT stuff running. Generative AI requires farms and farms of computers that are working overtime to generate rubbish.
So when we say AI will destroy humanity,
This
it
is
is
the
just
plan.
this
This is the
global
plan.
warming.
Yeah, simple.
Oh, this is basically Matrix.
Yeah.
Is that ultimately they will
Matrix.
use humans as
Yeah.
batteries to run the AI algorithms for
Wow.
greater processing power. We are all just batteries or copperheads, as
We are all red pilled. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Which is a brilliant segue, which has to be called out into the next
It
topic.
is a brilliant segue. I already know what the topic is without you telling.
So the topic, of course, is that Donald Trump is now risen back to power.
This is Harry Potter book 6 or something like that we are in right now, where after being destroyed, his Voldemort has returned somehow.
He's resurrected, correct. I will act like I'm someone who has read Harry Potter, much like I act like someone who has read Midnight Student. No, I'm not read Harry Potter.
You haven't read Harry Potter. I'm
Never.
sure Milan has read Harry Potter.
Milan's finished Harry Potter. Yeah.
Correct.
I'm
See,
not.
Nitin, there's this very nice intellectual of our times called Yuval Noah Harari. He basically said that stories are what unite us.
Yeah.
I would urge you to read more
Satanic
stories.
verse. Donald Trump is back, and he has now, and one of his first moves after coming to power was to appoint.
No, he's not in power yet. He's basically putting his team together
He's
for
putting his team
peaceful
together.
transition of power in January.
Yeah,
2025.
when Joe Biden will just go and lie down in his grave eventually, and Trump will take over.
By then, it will all be over.
By then it'll be too late. So he has put together a crack team of two, which is Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who was supposed to be
Diaspora represent. Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
Vivek Ramaswamy, who famously won spelling bee 20 years back.
Oh, he did.
I don't.
Must have.
Must have. Yeah.
So Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy have been put in charge of this unit called the Department of Government Efficiency, or in short, DOGE. D-O-G.
Yeah. Very incidentally.
It is too much, man. Can you believe it, right? Yeah. So it's unclear what exactly this department will do, but they are going to go after all wasteful forms of government spending. They're going to cut down bureaucracy. They're going to set red tape on fire.
Yeah.
Apparently.
The first level of irony, as many have already pointed out, is having two people as head of a department that wants to promote efficiency.
That's a good point. Yeah, this is not a good start to the point. Yeah.
Elon Musk has famously eviscerated Twitter, right? And this is the reason why basically a lot of people lost jobs all around the tech industry, is that they realize that Twitter, if you fire 85% of the employees, nothing really happens. Your revenue still remains pretty much.
But that's only because Twitter's revenue was already shit and Twitter was already shit. It only applies for things that are already shit.
That's true, no, but then Facebook followed suit, right? And many of these tech companies followed suit and let people go. If you remember, Musk, as I mentioned, also paved the way for a revenue model for Facebook in Europe, right? Where basically they've brought in GDPR laws and all that. And they said, okay, if you want to continue using our services, pay us $8 a month or some shit like that, which was anyone's plan. But yeah, so therefore, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah. So, what is your general sentiment going into 5 years of Trump, Tony Sebastian? Now
4 years, yeah? Why are you adding an extra
4 years. Okay. Modi ji is 5 years.
Yeah. Man, I mean, stop reading the news, right? I think this is the only thing you can do.
Really? Do you think it makes any difference to the way the world functions? Right? Like, we had, 4 years of Biden. They weren't particularly special. I mean, lots of shit went down. So,
again, we pointed to this earlier, right? Like, your empathy cannot get triggered only when stuff happens to you, right? First of all, there have been two reactions to this. One has been from extreme left liberals all over the world saying, fuck the Democrats, they deserve this for not stopping the genocide in Gaza, right? You can't be, and there's that famous image of America under Republicans, plane dropping bombs, America under Democrats, plane with rainbow flag dropping same bombs, right?
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that there aren't people who are materially affected by it, right? For instance, if I were a woman in the US, I'd be like, what the fuck, right? Like, it's
Hmm.
genuinely scary. And I think even one of the observations was that in Gen C slash Alpha, I don't think Gen Alpha would be able to vote yet, right? So Gen Z, the voters, there is a significant skew in terms of males. I think 61% prefer Trump or something, whereas almost 60-70% of women prefer Kamala Harris, right? And there's been a massive skew in terms of how policies are going to be made and stuff like that. Most materially in terms of even stuff like free choice, like abortion. So all of that has a material impact on someone in the US, right? Does it affect you or me? Maybe
Everything
not.
has a material impact, no? It's not like
Of course it does.
The Dems had policies that were strange. They were definitely going to crack down on tech, right? And jobs, as you were saying. It might have been a bad outlay.
Yeah, as long as you're not infringing on my body or my rights, it's a very different thing from saying you're controlling big tech, etc. Both are very, very different, right? One affects you at a personal level, one doesn't.
Abortion is your sore point in this battle.
It is
It's what you
a
felt.
bellwether for everything else, right? Again, like the funny thing is, all 50 states apparently have turned more red than before, right? And
All states turning red, and we can see that same thing back home in India. All states are turning more saffron red. It just goes back to the old physics saying the entropy of the universe is always increasing. So
I,
why?
okay, it
As in
is
it
like,
is. Why it
okay.
is increasing? That is
It was
the
a
nature of the
litmus
universe.
test where blue turned red, is it? So
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah,
nicely done. Yes, indeed.
the world is becoming more acidic, I want to say. pH is decreasing,
pH is
entropy is
decreasing.
increasing. Hmm.
So there was a day a few days back where
Uh,
the top 10 most polluted cities in the world was
yeah.
put out. Actually, I think top 13, out of which 12 cities were Indian cities, right? Or Indian places. Meerut,
Yeah.
Hapur, Muzaffarnagar, Sonepat, Delhi, Uran, which is a place in India, Gurgaon, Ghaziabad, Kairana, Faridabad, Bhiwandi, Saharanpur. Except number 12 was unfortunately this place called Durango from Mexico, right?
Durango.
Durango, yeah.
Oh wow, what a nice name. Hmm.
Anyway, shame on Mexico for messing up the perfect rhythm of Indian cities, topping the list of world's 100 most polluted cities. Such a smooth streak ruined. Thus tweeted Anurag Verma, Anurag minus Verma at Confused Vichar. This is, of course, the time of the year when North India goes under a fog, which I think, after years and years of pointing fingers, is showing no signs of abating, sadly, because
Yeah.
pointing fingers doesn't work.
Who knew?
Kejriwal used to do odd even. They tried to ban crackers. And let's face it, actually, the bursting of crackers has definitely gone down in India during Diwali. And anyway, it's now largely a 1 to 2 day phenomenon, right? So I don't know how much you
Yeah.
can blame fireworks for this. I don't know
Yeah.
how much you can blame industrialization or automobiles either. And crop burning, of course, is massive, massive part of this. And the unique geography of India as well, with desert on one side and mountain on the other, and the air trapped with nowhere to go over
Hmm.
Delhi. And this continues for months, right? It is still really bad AQI.
Yeah. Invest in Dyson stocks is all I would say. Buy a purifier for your home.
During a
And
gold
yeah,
rush, buy air purifiers.
exactly, exactly. This year, famously, the northern lights were visible in many parts more than usual. Here, it is bad AQI is visible across the board,
Yeah.
right? Like
Even the
it
northern
is.
lights might be because of the diffusion from Delhi, for all you know, right? Like there's a
Yeah,
smog going everywhere. Suddenly, people are
yeah,
seeing some aeroplane lights are looking like northern lights.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding, of course. But yeah.
This is like that famous picture of NASA has taken a picture during Diwali and what it looks like, except it is all just bad AQI.
It
Right?
can't see
Like,
India. There is a India
can't see
shaped
it.
cloud. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless and until there is some strange collective action, I don't know what is the way out, man. It's a tough world. Hmm.
Yeah, so not to pimp Seen and the Unseen for the fourth time on this episode, but actually, I don't know if this was from Seen and the
Enough
Unseen or
about
from
Salman Rushdie. Okay.
or from Everything is Everything, where Amit Verma and Ajay Shah talk about how a lot of the pollution problems in North India trace back to the government's policy of subsidizing
Hmm.
rice and wheat, right?
Correct.
Literally
In
forcing the
Punjab.
farmers of Punjab and Haryana to grow rice in a climate and terrain that is not at all suited for growing rice, because there is not enough rainfall for rice to be grown there. But the government subsidizes rice cultivation, and hence, before the wheat season comes in, so rice is first has to be harvested, and the fields have to be cleared in a hurry so that it's ready for the wheat season, which is why crop burning happens.
Now we figured out you are the culprit, Nitin Sundar.
What did I do?
Because this happens because of stubble burning. And clearly, you've taken off your beard. This is the cause of. So, hashtag Nitin grow his beard back. As many fans have written in, actually. You've not seen this, Nitin. Because you
Yeah,
don't
not.
check our email.
Because
account.
many fans don't exist except in their imagination.
Only fans exist. Okay. Many fans have written in asking for you to grow your beard back now to save air quality in India. Please.
Yeah.
Can we get on this?
Maybe for India, I'll do it. Yeah.
Except the only problem is make sure no one on your Instagram alerts the police saying he's growing weed on his face.
Hirsute is the subject matter of solicitation. Yeah.
The Hirsute of Happiness. This is where we shall.
Lovely.
This week's episode with a purple haze, not due to weed, but due to bad AQI.
And which dealt with leftover lasagna on my cheeks.
Yeah.
And chin.
On that note, this has been episode 26 of Leftover Lasagna. We're still going, Nathan. Are you surprised?
Yeah, double baker dozen. Purchased from Kerala Bakery.
Bakery. Yeah. What I was surprised by was that on one episode, I made a joke that we are about to shut down Leftover Lasagna. And lots of people assumed that we had shut it down. So much so that when the next episode came out, people were like, oh, you're still alive. What the fuck? Yeah. Hey, at least if you thought we had died, write in to say we will miss you.
Commiserations and condolences.
Yeah.
Condolenza rice. Since it is the period of US election.
Because it is subsidized in Punjab. That is why. On that note, we shall end episode 26 of Leftover Lasagna. Until next time. Goodbye, Nathan.
Thank you so much. Stay with us. Bye-bye. We'll be back with episode 27 shortly. Bye.
Shortly.